Hey guys, Sean here. Peace, shalom. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there's hatred, show me love. Where there's injury, pardon. Where there's doubt, faith. Where there's despair, hope. Where there's darkness, show me light. Where there's sadness, show me joy. O Divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as a consul, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. Amen. Saint Francis. I want to talk from my heart. I have written some things down I want to share, yes, but I know you have your struggles, but you have to understand something. I have mine. Your life sometimes takes a twist in a direction you didn't see coming, and you can't explain it. I can only talk for myself. And to take an example that's very close, I've been blocked by Facebook 3 times. The first time was my own fault. And the second time was I corrected a comment in one of my posts, and I'm in 40 groups, and I just copied and pasted and changed that comment, and I was blocked again for a week, and now I'm blocked again, and I don't know why. I'm sitting here thinking, could it be some people in the groups that are complaining to Facebook that they see me as a spam post? I don't spam people, I tell the truth. Sometimes I make one post every 24 hours, sometimes I make 4. This is where listening comes into me, and this is where I struggle. I get a lot of informations, awaken in my dreams, when I seek the unconscious meditating, prayers. I get some answers and I get some insights. I'll call them insights. It was something I didn't know 5 minutes before, and I was sitting here laughing today at myself because I've been writing these things that came to me on paper. Normally I use a phone or something, but from the idea has been planted in your head, from your inner spirit has spoken to you until you get it down to paper or written down on a PC or a phone. It takes time. And in that pace, the insights come to me. Those 30 presents that comes through God's grace through me, I'm struggling with sharing it. Because it is the truth, my dear. All you lovely souls, it is the truth. And I'm not scared of it. And for me, it is very easy to see these things. The more I understand, the more I let go, the more I will be showed. It's funny how I just read this prayer from Saint Francis. It is in giving that we receive. Yes, I give, and I give, and I give, and I give, and I have given my life to God, to the earth, to this planet, to this survival of our species. Because as my mentor says, our species is dying. And we have to rely on the spiritual progress, development of cosmic understanding, why everything connects. That is, we have to rely on that to save us. When she said that in one of her videos, I was thinking about this. I made I thought it was a joke when I made it, but I can see now it's not a joke. 2 Marsmen are sitting in a Mars spaceship, flying over the Earth. One of the Marsmen says to the other one, while they look down on the Earth, "Hey, let's bomb the Earth. It's so green, let's bomb all the people and we can use it for our own Mars children." And the other Marsman looked at him and said, "Are you crazy? Look at them." Maybe he was thinking that this is not the first time they've been there, so he knows what he was talking about. Look at them. They're self-destructive. Why do we use power and bullets and all our energy on killing the people when they are in the middle of killing themselves? You know what? We'll get back in 2,000 years and the planet is free for people. And they fly on and they don't bother us. I don't know where this picture comes from, but this is how I see things. And then I got this picture today in my head that actually are the reason for this video post. I like to draw pictures in your head. I like to animate my thoughts in your head, because animation in thoughts in your head are easy to understand. I don't know anybody that didn't love animations when they were children, cartoons or anything childish. So for me to reach your heart, I have to make you curious. To make you curious, I wave truth. Either you are interested in figuring out what your plan here on Earth is, what your meaning is, what you're meant to do. If you're not interested in that, I can wave the truth all I want, and you'll just get pissed at me. And that's why the truth is for those that seeks. But in my opinion, the truths are also for those that doesn't seek, because whom am I to decide if one of my words morally change a man's compass, his inner compass of his lifestyle? Who am I to say which words I should say and not say? And this is why I struggle, because it's like a flow, it's like a river flowing through me, God's grace. And I can compare it to, if you pay little money for internet, you have a little bit of hole that it go in and out than internet, up and download. You pay a little more money, you have a bigger hole, and you can transfer more informations. This is the same with God's grace. The more that I earn God's grace by being humble, by being helpful, by not wishing for thanks, by listening to my inner spirit, by having self-esteem, ethics and moral, and let my inner voice guide me, and give up my need to know why things happen. That is the one I'm struggling with, because I find myself in many situations where I'm struggling with, I want to figure out why. And every time I go down that path, I want to figure out why, I find myself getting lost. So it's like there are always two sides of a coin. We are all good inside, we are all bad inside. And it's your choice, as Jesus said. You have a free will, you can do what you want. But if you're not listening to these profound, healing, divine words, then you're not in the search of who you are. Then you're not in the search of being happy. Then you're not in the search of being good. Yeah. When I look at all these relationships people are having, 100 years ago, people, they were staying married for a long time. Now people, they find each other, make a baby, and they split. And they do it again with somebody else, and they split, and they do it again with somebody else, and they split. And I was thinking, how can I explain what is happening? And if you have this understanding of that people are all on different levels of spiritual development, they have not realized the same things. Some things will be uncomprehendable for some, and others will just, oh yeah, that's why I get an aha experience. And when people are in the midst of finding themselves, they are being controlled by all their needs. And their needs can very quickly be filled up by another partner. But when you figure out that who you are and where you want to go and what you actually need and what you are pleased in and what makes you happy, you realize that this person you're together with actually was just like a bandage on the wound. Because the wounds we have to look at them. We have to heal them. We have to ask for forgiveness. Every night when I go to night, I say to God, please forgive me for all my sins. I'm only human. Sometimes I bite a nail, I forget it, I'm almost through all my nails. They're almost long, all of them, but there are 2 nails that I keep. But listen, we all have things we're struggling with. And if we admit to that we are a servant to something bigger than what I can comprehend, then in my belief things will change, because it did for me 20 years ago. And these addictions people have when they find each other, let me read what it says here, because I have never tried this before. Read something first, and then normally I just talk straight from my head and pray to God that He'll guide me. In some countries, the chosen one for you is picked out for you by convenience. And that will make problems too, because if 2 hearts are not in the need of each other, then there will not bloom anything. If they bloom anything, is because they have worked on it and they really want it, and eventually they figure out that they fit together. But it is not the right way to do it, I think. When I look at all people in the world, I want to talk about evil and good, because evil are present in our daily days, in our lives, when we go out, when we turn on the TV, when we use the internet. Evil is lurking everywhere. For me, that is working a divine path. I only see those 2 things, evil and good. And when I believe that that is the way to look at it, it makes everything so simple. Everything. Trust me, everything. Because you can actually just ask yourself, if you go outside your comfort zone, whomever makes you feel bad are evil in some way. We can analyze on it all day long. They're evil. And those that makes you feel good, they are good. And this is where you have to ask yourself, am I truthful to myself by listening to this, what makes me feel good and what doesn't make me feel good? And for me, it's good and evil. And if I were God, and I would try to collect all people and tell them what was right and how to be happy and which directions to go in, I would start calling these people. And you have to understand, this is Satan and God. This is evil and good on earth. And now I want to draw this picture in you that I like so much, drawing pictures. Look at all people on earth as a lot of sheep on a field. Some of the sheep are good, some of the sheep are bad. Most of the bad sheep will cluster up different places, hang out together, tell each other you're okay as you are, and tell one lie after another. And this is my mentor says in one of her videos, the truth only has one answer. The lie has 1,000. And this is why it's so easy to, if you want to simplify your life, look for truth, live the truth, be the truth. in your thoughts, in your actions, self-esteem, self-respect, all those things, ethic, moral. But if God are looking at all these goats on this field, and He can see who are the good ones and who are the bad ones. If He is screaming at these people, some people hear these calls. Some people don't hear it. But those people who hear it and figure out that they have to turn around and go towards that voice, if they want to find a way out of this fold, where all human beings are in one fold, good and bad people, if they want to find their way out of that fold, they have to listen to one voice only, one God only. And you have to understand, you have to move yourself around in society, in all those things happening, all those TV commercials, all those people that wants to make you buy stuff, people that wants to help you and they don't want to help, just want to steal from you, good and evil. You have to, like a labyrinth, you have to figure out how to find your way to that voice that is calling you. And if you knew how many times God has actually tried to guide you in your life, if you knew how many times He's tried to guide you, you'll change your life in a second. If you really understood it, you'll change your life. And I think all these sheep that are trying to find their way are on their way of listening and finding their way. I pray too that they will attract more love, more care, more understanding, and find the capacity to help other people with their realizations, with their insights, with their capabilities, your abilities, skills. We are going from being ordinary to being spiritual and very developed, and we are fighting against the evil, good and evil people. If you look at it as good and evil, and you try to find your labyrinth through happiness, use this recipe. Whatever makes you feel good, keep doing it. Whatever makes you feel bad, erase it from your life. It will come back to you. If it's something you need in your life, you'll either meet it again, it will cross your path. God's synchronicity, God bless Him. I love God's synchronicity. But you have to surrender yourself to Him to actually invite it into your life. You have to understand, when we are navigating through that life, that hell here on earth that are man-made, we hear this transformation, divinal voice. Some call it God. I know, not because somebody told me, because I'm, by all my heart, by all my soul, by all my spirit, I believe that if we are on a way somewhere, it must be fully developed. If there is something called fully developed, don't you think your spirit will be sitting there enjoying himself, her, and talking to you? Yes, he will. And some of us that are aware of this thing called God's synchronicity, those of us that actually invite it in and let it control us, let it guide us to where we want to go, don't be such a rush of getting to where you want to go. No, be still also so you can listen to the guidance. We are being guided in so many ways. Caroline talks about a voice that told her to stop down her car because there will come a car and run a red light, and she stepped on the brakes, and she went slower, and this car came, and she just realized when she parked on the other side that if she hadn't listened to this voice, she would be dead. And this is a voice like take no prisoners voice. This is a voice that you can either listen to or you can ignore it. But listen to me carefully. If you ignore it for a long time, you will first of all forget how it sounds. Your spirit will stop trying to communicate with you in that as often, as loud, as pushing. It will give up to your free will, and it will stand back. It will go up to that higher level and sit in his couch and be happy and wait for you. And it will through God's synchronicity try to help you, push you, guide you, show you the right people, because that's the only way the divine can help you. So we are just a sheep on a field. Yeah. We have to surrender ourselves to that. There is an option, a possibility that there's something controlling us. There is something that is trying to guide us. For me, it is God. In all the religions, they call it by their name. And I respect it, but I just see that this is the reason for the wars, the power fights. The one thing I don't like about religion is they all talk about paying a percentage of what you owe to the church. I've never heard Jesus one place in the Holy Testament, the Old Testament, the New, whatever holy scripts I've read. I've not heard him speak about you have to pay me. He was a humble man. Buddha and Jesus' disguise were being humble. They knew where it led them to. It knew what kind of man it made them into. And this is the realization I'm coming to, that I pray to be more humble day by day. So if any of you that watches this video, at the end, I started by telling you about me getting blocked on Facebook. If any of you can tell me what I'm doing wrong so I can stop being blocked, I would be very thankful if you would write to me and tell me. I tried asking Facebook and they won't answer. And the result and the conclusion of this third banment of Facebook for a week is for me, and I've thought about this for a long time, I will in the future share one post a day on other groups. One post in the same group, in all the groups, the same post in all the groups. But here's what you have to listen to. If you want to have all my posts, I want to make the post I want to do. Nobody can tell me what. I think my problem maybe is that I post too much in this world to people to be ready to realize that I'm only speaking the truth, and maybe they just are having a hard time following up, doing the same. And I don't want to provoke anybody, but sorry for the interruption. My Windows 10 automatically boots down. Yeah, I don't want to step on many toes. I don't want to take away their free will. So follow me, push follow in my Facebook, and you'll get it in your news. And I'll just post that one that I find most interesting in all the groups. One post a day. That's gonna be my mantra. And if it makes me getting blocked again, then I don't know what I should do differently. So if anybody have tried it or noticed or realized or actually know what's going on with their automatically blocking system, tell me. I'm trying to sit and think, what did I say? I think it cut off 10 minutes of my video. But I'm just gonna end here and pray to that you have understood just a little bit of what I've been talking about. The sheep on the field and the God screaming and your free will and being humble and God's synchronicity. It's a big mouthful for people that just woken up. And then when I say just woken up, it's actually the wrong word, because Carolyn, she's been working in this field for many, many years. And she says that she has never met anybody that didn't go crazy before they changed into whom they are on the way to be now. And it actually makes sense to me. You have to go crazy. But you have to understand, not the word crazy, you're going onto a mental institution. No, you have to be in a place in your life where you're ready to give up. In that situation, you are most vulnerable, you're most open, you're most humble, you're most in the search. So this is where God can reach you the best. This is where most people have a voice, a divine intervention. I love divine interventions. I love divine interventions. If you pray for something, you'll get an answer right away. You just have to learn how to listen for the answers. I'll give you a couple of examples, but I'm in the midst of writing a book about divine presence, because this is something people have a hard time understanding. What is a divine presence? And divine presence for me, for example, was I was praying and praying and praying that something would happen in my home that will make me believe that there was something divine helping me. And you have to understand, this was in the midst of the winter. It was cold and all my windows were closed like now. And suddenly there was a butterfly flying around in my home. And I have some chili plants and a son in another room, and I have my own garden. And it was living in there for a while. And then I didn't see it. But for 2-3 days I had this butterfly flying in my home. And that was a divine intervention. Another divine intervention has been that, was a couple of days ago, I have been praying for that my mentor somehow could tell me that she was hearing my words. And I don't pray or ask or hope for her to write to me, because I know what a busy life she has and what a beautiful life she has. And I don't hope for that, and I don't pray for it. And I don't ask for it. I sometimes write to her, but I never hope for an answer. But I've been praying for a long time. Please give me a sign that tells me that dear Carolyn is hearing my words, reading my words, seeing my slogans, listen to my music. And there is a word that I've been using in a lot of my songs, and I have not used it for many years, but then in one of my new songs I used it. Dear God, hoover over me. Hoover, like a hoover. A hoover in Denmark is something that you clean with. And for me, hoover means that I want my spirit to stay above me, around me, surround me, in my aura. I want it to protect me. I want it to fill me up with energy. I want to live in its presence. So I use this word hoover. And you have to understand, I've been listening to Carolyn for a lot of years, 15, 20 years. And I know, I've never heard her use that word because I love that word. But then 4 days ago, she used it. She used it in a new video, and she used it in one of her written article. And I was just, wow. This divine God has a exceptional, divine beauty way of showing and answering your questions. And it blows me away every time. Every time. It blows me away. So be ready for your answer if you ask for help, because you will receive an answer. Trust me, you will receive an answer. I want to stop here. Thank you, God, for guiding me. And thank you for listening to me. And please share in the groups why I can't post anything until the 18th of December. And if you are one of them that understands why this automatically blocking is going on, what is happening, and what I should and can change, please contact me. But in the future, I'm just gonna post one post a day, and if you want to have the rest, follow me. It's very simple. I'm gonna post the truth 10 times a day if I want, and nobody can stop me, but not in all the groups. So peace be with you all, and may the light shine you, show you the way. And always remember, Rigét don't like religion. I spent 6 years reading the Bible, the Quran, the Buddhist scripts, a lot of holy scripts, Buddhist scripts, a lot of really, really old papers, and I'm still reading new stuff that is more than 10,000 years old, but for me it's new. So I know what religion is, and religion doesn't stand for anything good. They want to stand for something good, but they don't. They don't. And I see through all their lies. I see through all, and if you want to test, listen, this is to all you church-going people. If you want to test your minister, your pastor, ask him these 2 questions. What is soul food? What is God's grace? And what do I need to change to invite it into my life? Ask him those 2 questions. What is soul food? What is God's grace? Or 3 questions. And how do you get it into my life? What do I need to change? Try ask your minister about that, and I predict nobody knows the answer. They all just read a book. They love the words. They love the salary. They love the house that comes with it. And they love, I don't know what they love actually. I think they love God, but they have not had any divine experiences. There are a few priests in the world that have divine experience, and you know them. You can hear it on their voice, you can see it on the way they behave, what they're fighting for. And the really divine people, they live for a long time. They live for a long time. The rest are gonna be hold up to all the actions they have been doing, whatever they've been doing. Thank you for listening. See you the 18th, and take care, people. Shalom, peace.